Alright, hello everyone, this is Thunder. This isn't something I usually do, you know, considering I've been posting mostly anime on this channel. No, I've been posting all anime on this channel up until this point. During my breaks from my university assignment, I've been bored, don't know what to do, but then I remembered that recently I've been watching quite a few FIFA experiment videos on YouTube, where some guy goes on career mode and starts messing with stuff, changing players, switching teams from different leagues, and seeing what happens essentially. Or videos where some guys just sim a bunch of seasons forward and see kind of what the world of soccer is like in 2025, 2030, all that sort. We'll get started here. So I hope you guys like my manager's name. Decided I might as well roleplay as Arsene Wenger infiltrating Manchester United to help better his chances to finish in the top 4. And I just decided, well, recently I was told that Wexford youths have the least amount of money in FIFA in career mode, and I know that Manchester United are the richest team in the game, and so I thought to myself, what if I just took the reins of Manchester United for a little while and gift Wexford Youth some money? So I decided I'll go buy one of their players. I splashed the cash on Andrew O'Connor of Wexford Youths and offered Chris Smalling at the same time. Yeah, 130 million. So yeah, that's a hefty fee for the great Connor, and they rejected me. They rejected my $130 million offer for Andrew O'Connor of Wexford Youths. They said no. He just joined the club. As if Connor would give a fuck if he just joined the club. Connor just got offered Connor just got offered to Manchester United for a world record $130 million. I don't think he gives a shit if he just joined Wexford. Wexford can go die for all he cares. Okay, here. So this is where I was a stupid, immature little child, and because his name looks like Boner, I decided, well, I might as well, make it, oh, I'm so funny, make it get Johnny Bonner for $130 million. And Wayne Rooney. So I also offered Wayne Rooney to Wexford Youths in exchange for Johnny Bonner. So I splashed out $130 million for Johnny Bonner. That's wonderful. And some teams asking for Chris Smalling. Oh, and yes, yeah, since I'm role playing as Wenger infiltrating, he's definitely gonna give Manchester anyone Arsenal wants. He just immediately gives to them. Again, he's weakening his competition here, so. But we don't know that. We just think it's another guy. His name. What a coincidence, yeah? Alright, so Wexford, after their first snub, they snubbed me the first time for some reason, finally accepted. They decided Johnny Bonner is not as valuable as Andrew O'Connor. And they gave him away for a measly $130 million. Wow. I'm surprised. Johnny Bonner's top tier. Didn't think I would get him with that chicken shit fee, but whatever. Yeah, Johnny Bonner for 130 mil. Yeah, but okay, so Arsene's not gonna sell to Chelsea. Doesn't matter. He's not selling to Chelsea. It doesn't matter. He still hates their asses, and of course he sympathizes with Liverpool. They're kind of in the same boat, so he's like, it's fine. I'll give Liverpool someone. I hate United more than Liverpool, so. By the way, I have nothing against Manchester United. I'm literally just using them because they're the richest team in the game, so I can just freely give money away without worrying. Even though I can do that with a lot of other teams, but I just like the personal assurance that I'm using the richest team, so I can just spend the most freely. Because I'm a stupid, paranoid idiot, so I thought I might as well give myself the most amount of money possible, so I don't have to worry about overspending as much as I would another rich team, just because I'm an asshole. So the main point of this whole thing is, will Wexford, will CPU Wexford have the capacity to actually spend that amazing amount of money I gave them? Could they buy someone significant, or would they at least use that money to purchase enough to win the Irish League at the very least? Or, are they just going to sit around with all that money I gave them and not do anything with it? I know the answer, but no spoilers. Alright, so I decided to go to the midway point in the season to see how Wexford have fared since they became nouveau riche. And, and this is the table. Wexford Youths in 10th place. So clearly they didn't do anything of value with that money. They didn't spend it. They didn't do anything with it. Yep, so I decided to splash a little more, give them a little more money. And I also tried to get rid of Rooney again because he actually stayed on the squad. Like, the guy wouldn't leave. He just does not want to go to Ireland at all, no matter how many times his boss tells him to. A relatively tame offer compared to, 130 million for Bonner. So again, this is my second attempt to send Rooney to Ireland. It's like some sort of punishment. Like he did some shit on the training ground, and Wenger was like, you're going to Ireland, asshole. And Rooney's like, fuck that. Ashley Young wondering what the fuck is going on because, he seems to have a manager that's insane, or maybe he's finally catching on that, this is just Wenger with a different coat. And, Wexford Youth again, probably not believing why Manchester United is, always on their tail, happy to accept more millions upon millions, but of course they're not going to do jack shit with it because, I don't know, they're stupid. So offer goes through. I buy Shane Dunn for 11 million. Man, Wexford Youths, suddenly I just turned them into the PSG of Ireland, or the Man City of Ireland. Out of nowhere, Wexford Youth just comes upon money because Man United has some asshole infiltrating the team, selling all, buying their players at ridiculous prices. So I decided to simulate to May again to see how Wexford Youths would finish their season. With that extra 11 million on top of that 100 and, over 130 million for Bonner. I wanted to see what they would do with it. How's Wexford doing? How's Rooney doing in his new league, hopefully? Hopefully he actually decided to join this time. So I think the first thing I did was check the squad, and Rooney stayed. Rooney fucking stayed. Bonner stayed, thankfully, but Rooney's like, fuck off, I'm not going to Ireland. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much power you have at this club. Totally not Wenger in secret. I'm not going to fucking Ireland to play for the poorest team and, possibly one of the weakest teams in, one of the weakest leagues in Europe. I'm not doing that. So I just released him. So I let him go. I had enough of his shit. You can't have a player be that rebellious when you're in charge. So he had to know who's boss. I released him from his contract. Maybe he'll change his mind and sign for Wexford Youths. So I checked the table one last time. A bunch of shit going on. Who cares? Who cares? And there is the league we care about. Wexford Youths in 11th place. They did jack shit with their money. Unfortunately, despite me trying really hard to give them Rooney refused to move to Wexford Youths. So that's Wexford Youths. They have a lot of money and they have literally no idea what to do with it. They didn't spend it. They didn't improve in their own league. I was expecting them maybe to make a few moderate, because they have so much money at their disposal. I thought maybe the CPU has the capacity to make a few moderate signings, and improve. Maybe get in the top 4 in their league or something. And they didn't even do that. I honestly thought, the team will have money. Why not make signings? I thought maybe that would at least be programmed in there, but I guess not. So Wexford Youths, I tried to help you guys. They rejected me. Rooney rejected them. Nothing I could do about that. But yeah, so that was my first experiment video with FIFA. It was pretty cool. I find these things fascinating to see what would happen. This one, unfortunately, was pretty uneventful. Wexford didn't do anything. with the money I gave them, and I couldn't get Rooney to go to Wexford to see if he could change their fortunes. So, but next time I want to do an experiment where I swap the finalists of the Liguilla in Mexico and the MLS Cup, from both from 2016. So the Liguilla Apertura final and MLS Cup 2016. Take the two finalists. So from Mexico, I take America and Tigres, and I put them in the MLS. And then I take Seattle and Toronto FC, and I put them in Liga MX and see how all those respective teams do. I find it fascinating, to be honest. Like I just think that's really interesting to see how they would do. Obviously the Liga MX teams are going to do really well in MLS, while the opposite has a pretty low likelihood of being true. I like to see. I want to see what happens, because we like to compare the two leagues here in North America when it comes to MLS and Liga MX. So yeah, I thought, I guess the best way to put the two leagues and compare them, at least in a video game, would be to take their two top teams at this point. Even though the Mexican League has continued and neither Tigres nor America are on top of their game, they're the two finalists, so I thought I might as well. You can still consider them the two strongest teams. They're the finalists from last year's Apertura. So the MLS season just kind of started, so it's hard to judge in that regard. So at this point in time, I would still consider Seattle and Toronto the strongest teams in the West and East, respectively. So this has been giving Wexford youths, hundreds of millions of dollars, and they did jack shit with it. Anyway, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.